I come, I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my heart. Lord, I need you, oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness, oh God, how I need you. Where sin runs deep, your grace is more. Where grace is found is where you are. And where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ in me. Where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ in me. Lord, I need you, oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness, oh God, how I need you. So teach my song to rise to you. When temptation comes my way, when I cannot stand, I fall on you. Jesus, you're my hope and stay. And when I cannot stand, I fall on you. Jesus, you're my hope and stay. And Lord, I need you, oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness, oh God, how I need you. Lord, I need you, oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness, oh God, how I need you.
We are so excited to have our own Pastor Jerry talk to us for the meditation in Word today. Pastor Jerry and his wife Lynn have lived a number of different places: Ontario, Canada, a lot of time in Illinois, and have spent the 12 most recent years in Stoughton, Wisconsin. Lynn and Pastor Jerry have 4 boys and 7 grandchildren. He's been in the ministry for 52 years and has been St. Luke's interim pastor since mid-March of 2020. Starting a new job, as we can probably all relate, is exciting and overwhelming no matter what the time. But starting one only a few weeks before everything shut down due to COVID had to be a truly unique experience, and exactly what happened to Pastor Jerry. Through technology and our incredible staff, we have had a wonderful opportunity to get to know Pastor Jerry through virtual means, through sermons and different daily inspirations and discussions, but there's really nothing like some personal dialogue to get to know somebody better. So we are here today with Pastor Jerry, and I am going to start us off, since people really didn't get much of an opportunity to have a one-on-one discussion with you in a more casual setting. We're going to do something kind of fun and different here and spend a minute doing what I'm going to call a speed round of favorites. So I'm going to ask you to list for me and St. Luke's community your favorite things. I'll give you a topic and you tell me what your favorite is, and don't think about it too long. We're going to try and get through as many as possible. You cannot say, oh, it's a tie between. No. No ties. You just got to pick one. Whatever comes to the top of mind is the right answer. Are you ready? Here we go. Ice cream.
Butter brickle.
Color.
Blue.
Breakfast cereal.
I don't eat cereal anymore, so eggs and toast.
All right, fair enough. Song.
Acker Bilk's Stranger on the Shore, which nobody knows because it's a 1960s song that has terrible words, but that's where Lynn and I met, and we made it our own song.
Oh, so it's got sentimental value. Fair enough. All right. Broadway musical.
I'll pass on that one.
Okay, we did not talk about passes, but I'm going to let it go. Park in the Madison area.
I would go to the Stoughton area and the Gaganza State Park that's there on the shores of Lake Gaganza.
Good choice. Favorite time of day?
Morning person. Yeah.
So the meditation and word is generally a time that we ask members to share with us part of their faith story. And what I always love to tell people when we invite them to share part of their faith story is whether they have known God their whole lives or met him this morning, we all have a story to tell, and often more than one story. So the meditation and word is just an opportunity that has been so valuable for people to get to know their own brothers and sisters in Christ a little bit better, and to hear people's own stories in their own words. And so we're so glad that you're here today to share with us yours. And one question that came to mind that I would love to hear about your particular faith story is any of those God nudges that you felt early in your decision-making time about your future career. I've got a senior in high school this year, so there's a lot of conversation about what are your strengths, what do you see yourself doing? And so when you were having those conversations and when you were trying to discern where are my gifts going to be best used, how did God lead you into the ministry?
I'm going to have, Deanna, an interesting answer to that question. I was
love interesting answers.
born and raised on a farm, and I'm actually the third of 7 children, but I'm the second boy.
Okay.
And so in farming, at least back in the dark ages, the farm would be passed on to the first. And so it was always expected that my brother would be the farmer and I would need to do something else. Well, at that point in time, I really didn't like to work very hard. So I thought what I would do is I would go into ministry, because then I wouldn't have to work so hard. Because you only need to work, 20 minutes on Sunday morning, and that's all you need to do.
Rest is gravy. Yeah.
But actually, I was given the first of our siblings to go to college. And I actually began ministerial training in high school already. So I left home as a freshman in high school, and then went through the 12 years that it takes to become ordained. And I would say the nudges were in 2 directions. One were you don't want to go on, and the others were keep going. And I had support for both, really. The freedom to make up my own mind, that came from my father. And other people who have a more idealistic view about what kids should do always thought it would be great, if you go into ministry. But the nudges came from my friends and some key adult people that I met in my life who simply accepted where I was at, didn't push for me to go in a particular direction. And I thank them for that freedom, which led then into my lifelong work.
If you had not been a minister, what else was on your short list of things? Not farmer, clearly, but...
But farming and taking care of animals and such, that was always, I don't know if I'd have been any good at it, because I never got a chance to do it. But in my ideal world, it would certainly be an outdoor type of position or vocation. And it probably would have had farming background, dairy, because that's all that I knew. Mm-hmm. What I would have discovered had I gone, let's say, to the high school and then to a different college route, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I have a feeling it would have had to do with taking care of creation, either physically with nature or with animals.
Okay. Well, and you're still taking care of creation.
Yeah.
What attributes or what personality traits do you feel like you possessed that allowed you to connect with people right off the bat, where you were like, I've got that, like that, I was born to do that? And what personality traits did you have to develop or work on to be successful in the ministry and feel like you were making the connection that you wanted to make with people?
I think one of them is I came from a family that was by and large extroverted, and so we liked to get along with other individuals. My father actually was more extroverted than my mother, and we kind of tended to go in his direction that seemed more fun. Mm-hmm. But I think the wantingness to get to know people's story, the being able to relate to other people and to talk to other people and hear what's going on in their life while given the chance to share what's going on in mine. The reality came, though, that we all are products of how we were raised. And part of the traits that I learned in ministry was to pay attention to what I call the family of origin, and to realize that it's at that point that a lot goes into our DNA that either helps or hinders us from relating with other individuals. Mm-hmm. And I was blessed along the way, now this is a long journey, of being able to learn what that means, the various influences that come to me or came to me, and how they are applied to my relationship with other people. Mm-hmm. Take one simple example, fear. Mm-hmm. If I were, and I was not raised as a fearful person, I was raised as a trusting person. And that's a gift to my parents and that environment. Well, that kind of gives me a leg up in terms of trusting other people. Now I get burned every once in a while from doing that, but it's that type of trait that opens doors. Mm-hmm. And as those doors get open, I think ministry takes place. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I had a chance to do a 3-month sabbatical, and I went back, started at home, and we rented a mobile home, and so I would go in self-contained, and then I spent time at each of the places where either I was born and raised or went to school. So I visited all of the schools, visited with anybody there who might still have been there, mm-hmm. and then all of the places that we served. So our internship was in Kansas, and so Emporia, Kansas, so we went from there to Nipigon, Ontario, to North Bay, Ontario, and then Fort Wayne, Indiana, St. Louis, and Milwaukee, and Wisconsin. So we put on about 5,500 miles going in circles.
Yeah,
But the key thing was that it allowed me to go back and just visit all of which, I'd encourage you guys to do, and that is just go back and just start naming the significant place. If it's not places, it's going to be people, that are there, because I think that's the story that we failed. That's the most important book we can ever read, is ourselves. And that's the one we tend to we read a whole bunch of other stuff, and we don't read our own. So, I had a chance to go back to the ones who are still living. Many had died, but to go back to the ones who are still living, and they said, God, I didn't have any idea that that's what was going on,
Right.
because it's all perspective.
Absolutely.
And what we see, what we saw when we were younger is so much bigger than what it really was. So when we went back, and now I say we because Lynn went along with a whole bunch of that, we got married in the first year after a first year of seminary, so we were together for quite a while. When we went back, everything that we thought was so huge was just small, except in our mind at that growing up time was, and then to say thank you was powerful. So say thank you to anybody who's still around, whoever that might be.
And like you said, powerful for the thanker and for the thankee.
That is for sure. That is for sure.
Yeah. Well, we're glad that the door of St. Luke's opened and you walked in. We never have enough time to really tell somebody's full story, but hopefully some of your answers to your favorites, people who are watching at home can decide if they agree or disagree, and if they sort of heard something from your experience and what you felt called you to do this work, is an opportunity, is a door to open right there. And so hopefully they can mention something to you next time they see you if they've seen this, and that's another point of connection. So thank you for joining us for the meditation and word today.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm really interested if there's anybody else who knows the song Stranger on the Shore by Hacker Bilk.
Well, and now I'm going to be looking it up. So
The words aren't great, but the music is...
fair enough. I've been warned.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Deanna.